Good morning, TV family, and happy Wednesday, February 4th. Thanks for tuning in to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with Dan Kuntz. I am not Dan Kuntz, but if you put Dan Kuntz in a dryer, you get me, the inside-out perm press version of him. I'm your host for the week, Josey Meats. This is my first week ever being in the host chair. But of course, when Dan asked me to stand in for him, my response was, don't tempt me with a good time. And I'm having a blast doing it, and I hope you are too. We've got a great show geared up for you today. We'll catch up on the latest local headlines. NCW Life Sports Director Eric Granstrom continues his sizzling Seahawks Super Bowl coverage. Later on in the show, we'll hear an opinion everyone is entitled to from Mike Mad Dog McNaughty. The triannual variety show, The Follies, opens tomorrow. Half the town is in it, the other half attends. Before Dan was pulled into his super secret CIA operation, he sat down with the show's director, Jaime Donegan. That's all coming up this hour, but first let's find out what old Mother Nature has in store for us. Current temperature outside is around 37. It's overcast. We see that with the cloud deck covering the valley. But Wenatchee is waking up. The high today is 44 and the low is 35. High pressure is in control, which means dry weather and mild temperatures for the next few days. We'll see a mix of clouds and sun at times, especially this afternoon, and as some of those low clouds try to break up. The mountains will have some higher clouds drifting through, but overall no major weather issues. Afternoon highs will be running above normal, mostly in the 40s and mid-50s. Overnight, lows drop into the 30s with a few colder spots in the mountain valleys dipping into the upper 20s. Things start to shift late Saturday into Sunday as the cold front moves in. That will bring increasing clouds, breezy winds, and our next chance of precipitation. Most lower elevations will see rain, while the mountains pick up snow. Snow levels will start off fairly high Saturday, but drop on Sunday, which means the mountain passes could get slick late Sunday into Monday. Right now, early estimates show Stevens Pass may get a few inches of light accumulations. Travelers heading over the passes late this weekend and early on Monday should be ready for winter driving conditions. By Monday into Tuesday, things will calm back down for most of the lower elevations with drier weather returning, though the mountains could still see a few lingering showers. The sunrise today at 7:23 a.m., sunset at 5:07 p.m. That's 9 hours and 45 minutes of daylight hours. And you can see that's the top of Blewett Pass, and you can barely see it. It's all socked in with those clouds and that fog. But let's get into the 7-day. The 7-day forecast is brought to you by Colonial Vista Senior Living in Wenatchee, where comfort, care, and community come together. To learn more, visit colonialvistasl.com. Today, patchy fog before noon, otherwise mostly cloudy with a high near 44 and a calm wind. Overnight, patchy fog will continue, otherwise mostly cloudy with a low around 35 and a light north wind. Thursday, patchy dense fog before 9 a.m., otherwise partly sunny with a high near 47 and a light north wind. Thursday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 36 and a light northwest wind. Friday, mostly cloudy, high near 47. Friday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 36. Saturday brings a 20% chance of rain after 10 a.m., mostly cloudy with a high near 47. Saturday night, rain is likely, mostly cloudy with a low around 39. The chance of precipitation is around 60%. Sunday, rain likely, chance of precipitation again at 60%. Mostly cloudy with a high near 46. Sunday night, that chance of rain drops to 40%. Snow level at 4,400 feet is lowering to 3,500 feet after midnight. Mostly cloudy with a low around 35. Monday brings a 20% chance of rain. Snow level at 3,000 feet, partially sunny with a high near 46. Monday night, partially cloudy with a low around 32. And Tuesday will be partly sunny with a high near 44. And that is our 7-day forecast. Coming up after the break, we will get into the latest local headlines. You are watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I'm Josey Meats. We'll be right back.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCW Life, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Fibercrete fireproof safety rooms can be the difference between life and death for you and your family. Typical fireproof safety rooms are 8x8 Fibercrete panels providing a solid sanctuary. Fibercrete safety rooms can be above ground, buried underground, or built within new home construction. Best of all, a safety room by Fibercrete is very affordable. Call 360-770-2088. You owe it to your family to find out more about Fibercrete safety rooms.
Welcome to Mountain Chick Floral, your go-to flower and plant shop in downtown Wenatchee. Explore their wide variety of unusual and fun plants. And when you buy a plant in a container, they'll pot it up for you absolutely free. Birthday or weddings, they'll create the perfect floral arrangement for you. Brighten up your office with fresh blooms delivered to your door or business. Ask about floral subscriptions. Visit Mountain Chick Floral today, where every occasion is a reason to celebrate with flowers.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether,
we provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Welcome back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It's just 7 minutes after 7 o'clock in the a.m. and we're getting into the latest local headlines. Douglas and Grant County Sheriff's deputies cooperated Monday to arrest 2 people suspected of breaking into a property in the Palisades area. 31-year-old Fernando Camaria of Wenatchee and 30-year-old Caitlin Wenz of Moses Lake are accused of burglarizing a motorhome in Rimrock Meadows near the southeast edge of Douglas County. Deputies say when a witness approached and called the Douglas County Sheriff's Office, the suspects drove away on Cooley Meadows Road, heading towards Ephrata. Grant County deputies tried to stop their fleeing minivan on Sagebrush Flats Road, but say the driver refused to stop and eventually became stuck after going off-road. Camarino was taken into Samaritan Healthcare in Moses Lake to be checked for injuries, while Wenz was turned over to Douglas County authorities to face burglary charges. After his release from the hospital, Camaria was lodged in the Grant County Jail. The man found guilty of shooting his former girlfriend to death on Badger Mountain Road 3 years ago appeared from prison by video yesterday to have 2 of his convictions vacated. Dylan Scott Porter shot and killed Alyssa Longwell with her own handgun as they traveled in her car in January of 2023. He then opened fire on nearby witnesses. A Douglas County jury convicted him last year on 7 felony counts, including first-degree murder. But last year, an appeals court said there was enough evidence to support 2 of those convictions, for intimidating witness. Court Commissioner Phil Safar signed the order Monday to revoke those 2 charges. The charge does not affect the length of Porter's sentence. He is currently serving 53 years in the Washington State Penitentiary. Roughly 188,000 people are now in line for a share of a $1.3 million settlement from the Chelan-Douglas Health District. The settlement concludes a class action lawsuit brought on behalf of clients of the 2-county public health agency, whose personal data was accessed during a cyber attack in 2021. The former client sued, saying the health district knew its computer systems were vulnerable to outside intrusions, but failed to take actions to secure them. Chelan County Judge Christian Ferreira gave preliminary approval for the agreement on Friday. Individual patients stand to claim up to $5,000 each for proven financial losses, but plus up to $599 additionally. Those eligible to collect on the settlement should receive official notice starting 30 days from now. A bill sponsored by 12th District Representative Brian Burnett to strengthen the supervision of individuals convicted of stalking passed out of the House Committee on Community Safety yesterday. House Bill 2510 would require the Washington State Department of Corrections to supervise individuals convicted of stalking when they are released into community custody. Under state law, the supervision requirement does not always include stalking convictions. Burnett, the former three-term Chelan County Sheriff from Wenatchee, said the bill would address the gap in the state's criminal justice system. It now moves forward to the legislative process. Nearly 30 years after the tragedy, the Moses Lake community gathered together on Sunday in remembrance of the Frontier Middle School shooting. On February 2nd, 1996, a 14-year-old Barry Lecoitis shot and killed his teacher, Leona Cares, and fellow students Manuel Vela Jr. and Arnie Fritz, both also 14 years old. Lecoitis said is now serving 189 years in prison for 3 convictions for murder, 16 for kidnapping, and 2 for assault. On Sunday, the Spokesman Review reported that over 100 people, including former students and staff, returned to Frontier for the anniversary. The Moses Lake School District said that the gathering was meant to provide a space for reflection and collective support while honoring the strength of the community. Since 2018, the Wenatchee Iniat Beaver Project has been trapping and relocating beavers from sensitive areas. The nonprofit program helps protect private land from beaver damage while also finding a habitat which the beavers can restore by building dams. Last year, the project relocated 2 of the animals to an abandoned beaver pond, only to watch as wildfire struck the area 1 month later. But to the surprise of program specialists, the beavers not only survived, but built a wetland that acted as a natural fire break, where animals like pheasant, coyote, and even moose could find water and food. The Wenatchee Iniat Beaver Project is managed through Trout Unlimited. The City of Wenatchee is planning transportation and utility improvements along Crawford Avenue, including a new roundabout. The construction would run from Miller Street to Okanagan Avenue. Other updates include a new sidewalk and curb ramps, a new water main, relocation of existing metered services, and repaving. Construction is expected to start in early June and will continue through the end of the year. The city will hold an open house in City Hall chambers on February 11th for community members to discuss the project and ask questions. You may know the Washington State University Extension Program from its many outreach projects like the Master Gardeners. But the extension has been deeply involved in nutrition programs throughout Chelan and Douglas County, teaching classes on food preparation and safety to many different audiences, including school children. Congress put an end to that funding source for that program, known as SNAP Ed, as part of the One Big Beautiful Bill last year. Margaret V. Brock has managed the WSU extension in the Wenatchee Valley for more than 50 years. She told NCW Life's Jefferson Robbins the cuts have forced nutrition services to change dramatically.
Well, we were the first county in Washington State, and actually the first state in the United States to get a grant to start the SNAP Ed program. And so the SNAP Ed, or the educational part of it, was to work with people who who were SNAP or food stamp recipients to help them make better food choices to improve their nutrition. And that's basically how it started out, and that's how it's continued for like 33 years.
33 years. And so in that time, has SNAP Ed enabled you to launch particular programs? Were you having outreach through SNAP Ed that you couldn't have done before?
Yeah, we have some great programs. This last year, before it was cut, we were probably in 60 different classrooms, and we took a series of 7 classes to those instructional classrooms, and cooperated with the teachers, cooperated with the schools, and and I think the bottom line is we're teaching kids how to appreciate good food, but at the same time we talk to them about reading labels, getting more exercise, and just learning basic nutrition. And so that was a big part of our program. But also on top of that, we've probably cooperated with about 60 agencies in the 3-county area and to do a variety of different things. But we developed a community garden with Celebration Lutheran Church for limited income people to come and grow their food. We did it with a women's shelter, and we also did it with the housing authority in Wenatchee. And we built raised garden beds through grants and labor and people who helped us do that. And so not only did they grow food, but then we had classes to teach them how to use the food, successfully rather than waste it. And if they had excess, then we encouraged them to take it to the food bank.
Everybody that you've dealt with through this program, it sounds like you're trying to help them achieve some kind of food independence or nutritional independence along the course of their lives.
That's right. And then along with food safety, is another aspect of it. But we just find that a lot of people don't have a lot of skills in how to cook. And the comment is made sometimes, well, if they're getting SNAP dollars, they should be able to cook. Well, that doesn't always work that way. If somebody in your family didn't cook, you're not going to learn how to cook. And so that's why we have we don't like to call them cooking classes, but it ends up learning about nutrition and how to prepare food. But we do that with Head Start and EPIC and different organizations. In fact, I'm just starting a new series this week at Manson School with Latino parents on how to shop and prepare food and using the new dietary guidelines.
33 years with this program, now that program's defunded. What's been the impact for WSU Extension here in the Valley?
Well, as we let our schools know that we weren't coming back, we were in 3 counties. That's a lot of schools, a lot of kids, and we weren't supplanting what they were supposed to teach. We were adding something new to their curriculum, that they didn't include already. And not only did we reach those kids, but we reached their parents, because every week they came to class, we sent a newsletter home to the parents in English and Spanish that said, here's what your child learned today, and here's some ideas to incorporate at home. So that's lost. As far as the nutrition education that we've done with the community gardens, we tried to make those so they'd be sustainable after we left, and they are. And but as far as the classes of what do I do with this produce that I'm growing, won't be there. Maybe in a smaller vein, but not with having 3 employees and very good employees to teach these classes and have empathy for whatever they were doing. That's not there.
So to put some dollars on it, it was about $350,000 that you could depend on from SNAP Ed in the 2025-26 year, I think it was?
24-25.
24-25. But in 2026, that number has fallen to 0.
0, exactly. It's not there.
And that means the 3 folks that were employed in your office, they had to be let go.
Yes, they no longer have jobs, right.
Have you had clients, people who've used SNAP Ed in the past, or agencies that have relied on you for that? Have they reached out this year saying we need your service, and you've just had to say no?
Well, we've had people call and they haven't realized what happened. We tried to let all of our partners know, but still have people call and say, can you come to our agency and do programs, or that sort of thing. And like I said, I'm going to start a program in Manson, a 3-series program, and we'll see how it goes. I don't speak Spanish, but they're very good with having interpreters, and they've already recruited an audience, and so I think it will go well. But I can only go so far with that part of my program because I administered that program. I didn't teach a lot in that program, and so again, losing 3 full-time people makes a big impact.
And that's your news for Wednesday morning. The team will be coming into the office shortly to gather today's headlines, and you can catch those during the NCW Life Evening News at 5, 6, and 10 p.m. You can also find us on our socials on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Email your news tips to news@ncwlife.com or just give us a call at 509-888-6295. If you're watching us on cable, you should know our channel is also available on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. Published three times a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, is the Wenatchee World. Pick up a copy of that. It is cheaper than a cup of coffee and better than food. After the break, we'll be back with sports. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee.
Somewhere behind these doors is a family member, often alone, taking care of a loved one with Alzheimer's or some other disability, or providing care for a loved one who is not ill but only aging and no longer able to care for themselves. In the field of caregiving, this is the home front. For the home is where most Americans will live out their last days. Contact Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington for a variety of services, including caregiving, meals, and medication help.
Apple Valley Honda is bringing the future of driving to you. Introducing the all-new, all-electric Honda Prologue EV. Say goodbye to gas stations and hello to a whisper-quiet ride and zero emissions. The wait is over. Finally, a local option for a quality EV from a brand with a track record of exceptional quality and reliability. Experience the Honda Prologue EV for yourself at family-owned Apple Valley Honda. Stay close to home and visit us at Apple Valley Honda today for the life you live.
News, weather, and sports. It's all here weekdays at 5, 6, and 10 on your local news source, the NCW Life channel.
We've all dreamt of moving somewhere new. But what are home prices like? How are the schools? What are the state income taxes? And how's the weather? For all your questions, the Coldwell Banker Move Meter has answers. It's the only tool that lets you compare cities by cost and quality of living, so you can get a better idea of what your dream looks like and start making it come true. The Move Meter, only from Coldwell Banker. Live well with Coldwell.
Welcome back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It is about 20 minutes after the hour, and we're getting into sports. NCW Life Sports Director Eric Granstrom has today's Seahawks report centering on the craziness of Media Day in Santa Clara.
It's time for special Seahawks Super Bowl coverage right here on the NCW Life channel. Today's report brought to you by Harvest Valley Pest Control, Doghouse Motorsports, Dragoo Financial, and Latimer Chiropractic. And now, here's our own sports director, Eric Granstrom.
We are just 5 days away from Super Bowl 60. Monday was reserved for the media spectacle where coaches and players were subjected to an hour of questions from media and non-media members alike. One quality question to Coach Mike Macdonald gave him a chance to reflect on the influence of John Harbaugh on his career.
I don't think it's possible to overstate his influence on me. I love John Harbaugh. He's one of my biggest mentors. Was willing to take chances on me when other people weren't, and invested in me and my career throughout, and stretched. You know, like the things that I felt like I could do. He had a vision for me in my career that I probably didn't have for myself, and all those principles that are part of his program that he's about as a person resonated with me, and those are a lot of the foundational principles that we brought to Seattle, and he's a great friend. He's got a great family, so I can't tell you how much I love him.
There's been plenty of speculation about the future of Seahawks offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak leaving Seattle after the Super Bowl to become the new head coach for the Raiders. Macdonald says they'll worry about that kind of thing next week.
Obviously, that's going on with Clint, and like we said before, with our coaches, as they get these opportunities to take their career to the next level, you're happy for him. It's a little bittersweet because he's such a great person and a great coach. But we have a lot of great coaches, and those people are going to have opportunities as well. And we want Seattle to be a place where people want to come, and not just players play the best version of their football lives here and the versions of them. We want the coaches as well, where people can come and flourish and have a chance to take their game to the next level. So, but look, we're focused right now. Those are things that we're going to worry about after the game. And so in terms of like fielding the coaching staff, all those things we're going to worry about right now, that's stuff that we're going to worry about next week.
Of course, Monday's extravaganza included plenty of oddball questions for the players.
Would I rather get in trouble with my coach or my mom? My coach, 1,000%. My mom is a West River, Hardin County woman who pulled my ear growing up. So for sure, my coach, JB, would be a much easier out there.
Most likely to win Dancing with the Stars. Believe it or not, a lot of these guys can't dance. I'm going to say myself, because I just told the guys that I could definitely be on Dancing with the Stars. If they see this, put me on Dancing with the Stars. I'll surprise everybody. I got a little cha-cha in me.
Okay, Mr. Jackson Smith Ninjaba? How many points is your name in a Scrabble worth it?
How many points? A lot. I didn't play that game growing up, to be honest, too much, but probably a lot.
I'm Sue, did an NFL edition. Who from your team should be on the cover?
That's a great question. Besides myself, no, I'm just kidding. Shoot, I don't know. I think Gray's able. We might have to see him out there in a swimsuit. So, no, I'm not gonna choose myself. I feel like, that would be a little cocky, a little arrogant. So I won't do that. But Gray's able. Maybe some other big fellas as well. Get them out there. They would just be in swim trunks, right? Or are you thinking like, okay, just swim trunks? Yeah. No, they'd be great. It'd be awesome.
Seattle sits as a 5-point favorite over the Patriots for Sunday's Super Bowl 60, which kicks off at 3:30 on NBC.
We'll hear from Cooper Kupp, Devin Witherspoon, and Leonard Williams in tonight's Seahawks Report with Eric Granstrom during the NCW Life Evening News. The Seattle Kraken's 4-game winning streak was snapped by a duck last night. Anaheim scored the game's first 4 goals and hung on to a 4-2 win on home ice. The only Seattle player to find the back of the net, the only Seattle players to find the back of the net were Jordan Eberle, Ty Cartier, and Philip Grubauer. Struggling in the net with 27 of 31 saves. The Krakens turn around with a game tonight in LA against the Kings at 7 o'clock on King 5 and Kong TV. There will be some men's college basketball for the Northwest teams tonight. 6th-ranked Gonzaga plays on the road at Portland at 7 o'clock on ESPN+. Washington hosts Iowa at 8 in Seattle on the Big Ten Network. Washington State is in Corvallis to face Oregon State at 8 o'clock on CBS Sports Network. NCW Life Channel featured the regular season finale of the Big 9 Wrestling last night from Eastmont High School. The Wildcats celebrated senior night with the visitors dominating the girls in the match 59-15. A couple of bright spots on the evening were Elena Dixon and Gracie Peterson for Eastmont. Eric Granstrom with the call.
On the NCW Life Channel. Dixon looking for the half Nelson, gets the turn, and 15 seconds left here in the round. Looking for the pin in the first round, and boy, I'll tell you, there, she got it. With 6 seconds left in the round, a win by pin, the first win of the night for Eastmont. Peterson again going for the cradle. She's got it. Now can she walk it? Crowding, and now she does have near fall points, going for the pin with 21 seconds left. Gracie Peterson looking for the win. And she gets it. Wall trying to set out. 12 seconds left. 4-1 the contest. Vandell holding on for dear life. She has not had a stall warning as of yet, and she will win the match by a final of 4-1. So a great job by Valencia Vandell to get the win here.
In other Big Nine action, the Moses Lake girls pulled off the upset on the road at Sunnyside as the Mavericks came out on top 40-39. The Moses Lake boys were also victorious, downing the Grizzlies 41-21. Two great pep basketball games were played in the Basin last night. East Valley boys traveled to Ephrata and edged the Tigers 54-50. Meanwhile, in Quincy, Toppenish won the barn burner over the Jackrabbits 96-93. Bridgeport edged Omak on the road 61-59. Chelan ran past Lake Roosevelt 81-43. Manson topped Cascade 51-33. Okanagan took care of Brewster 73-56. Liberty Bell topped Tenasket 57-45. Iniat got by Oroville 49-42. Moses Lake Christian slipped by Soap Lake 56-26. Waterville Mansfield edged Wilson Creek 52-51. The girls' games weren't quite as close last night as East Valley downed Ephrata 43-19. Toppenish quieted Quincy 60-29. Omak beat Bridgeport 62-28. Lake Roosevelt shot down Chelan 60-46. It was Brewster over Okanagan 63-45. Liberty Bell beat Tenasket 48-37. Oroville edged Iniat 45-40. Moses Lake Christian stopped Soap Lake 42-34. And that's just some of the games people are playing. Today in history. No, not today in history. Obscure holiday. Excuse me. Obscure holiday. National Hemp Day. Hemp has been growing for approximately 4,800 plus years, all the way back to China in 2800 BC. It was also widely used around the Mediterranean during the Middle Ages. It spread to the rest of Europe. Ships used hemp rope, and the canvas made from hemp was used to make the sails. In fact, the word canvas derives from the word cannabis. As was the case during the Middle Ages, hemp was extremely useful for ships. Hemp was used for making lines, sails, and even caulking on the ships. Ships carried stores of hemp seeds so that captains could distribute them far and wide. This was to allow it to be grown anywhere hemp fibers might be needed for ship repairs. Even British farmers in North America were compelled by law to grow hemp. Hemp seeds can be used as a meat alternative due to their high protein content. A single acre of hemp can produce the same amount of paper as 4 acres of trees. Hemp helped the Allies defeat the Axis powers during World War II. Agricultural hemp doesn't contain THC, the ingredient in marijuana that makes people high. Hemp seeds are more nutritious than the same amount of chia seeds. Now today in history, February 4th, 2018, 8 years ago, the Philadelphia Eagles beat the New England Patriots 41-33 to win Super Bowl 52 at the U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The win by the Eagles makes the NFC East the only division where every team has won at least one Super Bowl. Several records were set during the Super Bowl 52, including most yards gained by any NFL game by both teams combined, 1,151 yards. The Eagles punted once. The Patriots did not punt at all. The broadcast of the game on NBC had the smallest Super Bowl audience in 9 years, with an average of 103.4 million viewers. The average television viewership for the halftime show, headlined by Justin Timberlake, was 106.6 million American television viewers. Birthdays. Born today in 1902, Charles Lindbergh, the American aviator who became an international hero in 1927 for completing the first nonstop solo transatlantic flight from New York to Paris. And also born today, Rosa Parks, the American civil rights activist. She refused to move from her seat on a bus in defiance of the Jim Crow racial segregation laws on December 1st, 1955 in Montgomery, Alabama, which sparked the Montgomery bus boycott. She is sometimes known as the mother of the civil rights movement. Born today. Coming up after the break, Mike McNaughty has an opinion, and we'll catch up with Follies director Jaime Donegan. We'll be right back. Oh, Alpine Air. I'm so sorry. Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsors. We thank them very much. And I'm sorry I keep skipping over that. We'll be right back.
NCW Life Channel is your local TV station. We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in North Central Washington. Programming on NCW Life would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air.
When your heating or cooling system is giving you trouble, call the diagnostic doctor from Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Here's the culprit right here.
All joking aside, when you call Dick's, you're calling 35 years of experience at customer service right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's strongly believes in repairing before replacing, and they service all major brands of HVAC units.
You trust the same doctor for your health and the same dentist for your smile. Trust Global Car Care to keep your vehicle running strong. We track your car's history so it gets the right care at the right time. With our 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on parts and labor, you'll drive away with confidence. Global Car Care, your automotive experts. We service all makes and models, but specialize in Sprinter vans, Mercedes, Audi, Volkswagen, and BMW. Call or visit us today.
Highlander Golf Course and Grill, your place for fun, food, and friends. Happy hour every day, 2 to 7. Try their brand new menu and famous prime rib every Saturday night. Planning a celebration? Book your holiday party, wedding, or private event, even in their exclusive simulator rooms. Highlander Golf Course and Grill, where every day is a celebration. Visit today.
It's time for BC Outdoor Sport Fishing TV, Season 16, with your host, Mike Mitchell.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCW Life, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, I recently posted on Facebook that DJT has not only stated his intent to deport American citizens, but has actually done so. A couple of folks denied that our bully in chief actually did deport Americans and asked for proof. Well, when proof was supplied, they still denied that any American citizens had ever been deported. However, I am also aware that some of these folks believe the big lie that the 2020 election was stolen from that man. So this is an interesting phenomenon in our political environment, how it has just been exacerbated. Now, based on their political beliefs, folks will believe that what has been proven is false while denying the truth of proven events. Now, what this says about our society, I'm just afraid to imagine. This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and that's my opinion.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCW Life, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
For over 35 years, the Sangster family has been not only representing GMC, but the entire community.
As one of the few family-owned dealerships in Washington, you can count on our personal integrity, which has spanned over 3 generations, to ensure your satisfaction.
Sangster Motors stands behind everything we sell, from GMC professional-grade products and service from a professional-grade dealership.
Remember, caring about your family is what brings you back to ours.
Whether you're a new homeowner or looking to update, Save Mart in Wenatchee has everything you need. From top-of-the-line appliances to comfy mattresses and stunning furniture that fits your style, they have it all under one roof. With great deals and expert customer service, you'll find the perfect pieces for your space and your budget. Save Mart, your local destination for quality appliances, mattresses, and furniture at prices you'll love.
You build more than projects. You build what communities rely on. When the job site runs on results, put Kubota to work. Backed by expert service and support from your local Kubota dealer. Right now, bring home select Kubota KX Series with 0% financing available or save up to $4,800.
Gotta sing, gotta dance, put some seltzer down my pants. It's back, it's Follies. Every 3 years at the American Performing Arts Center, the 5th, the 6th, and the 7th of February, 2 shows. On Saturday, February 7th, the director is back, Jaime Donegan. They brought you in, the Wenatchee Valley Children's Guild brought you in 25 years ago?
25 years ago.
And we can't seem to get rid of you.
No, I don't know. They keep trying, and I just keep showing up again. I don't know.
When you first came to Wenatchee, when they hired you, and you're a professional Follies guy is what you do, you worked for a company, and then you branched out on your own and said, I could do this probably better than the company I'm currently working for. Do you have any idea that, do you know anything about the Wenatchee Valley? Do you know anything about the Guild?
Nothing, absolutely nothing. And it was kind of funny because I, the only thing I knew is that the women here that were in the Guild at the time, 25, 30 years ago, they were stalking me for like 5 years. So they would come see my show in Spokane, see my show in Tacoma, Longview. And then at the same time, Yakima hired me to do their Follies and Wenatchee. So within 4 months, I was doing both of these. So I got to really know this area around here, which is pretty cool. And so I started, I just remember showing up. It was a lot of snow that year. Wish we had some snow this year. I'd like to ski more.
Yeah, really, that would be nice.
But it was, I just walked into this winter wonderland and I'm like, wow, this is beautiful. And then we did the kickoff party and all these wonderful people showed up. And I was just sort of like, wow, this is cool. And the Pack was brand new. We were the first big show there. They had a couple little small shows, but this was the first big show.
It had opened like in December of the year prior or something like that.
Right, in December. And I think they had like a little small local variety show. And then we came in and the Follies was the first big show. And in fact, the first Follies that I directed bought the big red main curtain for the Pack.
And it should be pointed out, from your standpoint as a professional, the changes that they made to the infrastructure of the Pack is a game changer.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was pretty rudimentary 25 years ago, but new PA, new sound system, new everything, lights and everything. They've really upped their technical game, which makes your job easier.
Yeah, I mean, I just remember we were talking about this last night. There was this guy named Bob Kripe. I don't know if you know him or not, but I guess he worked backstage at Music Theater of Wenatchee, and so he came and helped us build sets and figure out the tech stuff, and everybody was just on point, and it all ran really well. And then the next couple of years, as it was transforming and trying to figure out what it was, and We had a couple of little bumps in the road here and there, but it's always, I think in the last 15 years has just gotten better and better and better. And I'm really excited to be a part of this community now and working with these wonderful people.
You get to work with Mr. Locke, with Ms. Boggs. These are top flight professionals.
Absolutely, they're doing great. And I think it's interesting that in the beginning when I first started coming here, the PAC was hardly staffed at all. When they did staff, they'd have to lay people off. So they do all this work training people, and then they have to lay them off, and then they'd have to go get other jobs, and then maybe not come back. So they'd have to start the training all over again.
And they had an old-fashioned traditional theater calendar, which was basically fall into early spring, and then nothing.
And then nothing for
in the summertime. They would close the doors and turn off the lights, and they don't do that anymore either.
Yeah, and I helped fill that gap as well. So with Hot August Nights.
That's right. So for the uninitiated, I know. But since it's only every 3 years and attention spans are short, what is Follies? People go, what is it? What's a Follies show? What is that?
The Follies is a miracle, is what it is. It's a musical variety show that's used as a fundraiser. So this is open to the entire community. Anyone can be in it, and everyone who wants to be in it is in it. So that's a little different than other musical things that happen around the community. But it's a fun thing for people who just want to get a taste of something, or they want to donate their time to help raise money for the charity. And so you get such a wide array of why people are there. And I think that's really fun. You have people there that sing and dance, and they just want to be on stage and do their thing. Other people that have never been on stage just want to see what it feels like, or friends drag them into it, and then now they're having a blast. And it's just really a lot of fun. And there's no theme. We talked about that. No theme to the show. It's just a variety show, and every number is about 2-3 minutes long. So your attention span, you're just like, watch this and you watch that and you watch it. It's just always moving and moving. And I think that's a lot of fun for people, because if you don't like this number, well, the next number is coming in just a few minutes, and it just moves very, very quickly. And gosh, we have some amazing talent.
As a director, how do you pace a Follies show? As you mentioned, it's fairly high energy, but you have to keep people entertained for an extended period of time, whether it's something that they like or don't like. How do you handle pacing?
It's actually pretty easy. A big, huge, splashy opening number, and then kind of bring it back down a little bit, and then we have so many people in the show. We have over 200 people in the show this year. And I believe, I was talking to Mike Locke last night, I believe it's the most people in a show at the PAC ever. So that's kind of fun. And that could be like the Nutcracker might have a whole bunch of little kids, that kind of thing. But adults in a show, I think it's the most ever, and he thinks that's true also.
Well, let's get with 200 people.
We're just going to go with it.
With 200 people on a show,
where do you put them all?
That is a lot. We got to give some love to the people who aren't going to be on stage, but if you don't have them, you can't pull it off, because we're talking makeup, we're talking costumes, we're talking backstage directors, we're talking in-house PAs. Hey, Johnson, get up there, you're on in 5 minutes.
Well, that's
those
great.
people
we have some continuity from other shows. Like Connie helps with costumes, and she's busting it up there, trying to get everybody in a costume and several costumes. And she has a lot of experience with this, so it makes the job a little bit easier. A lot of my other productions, it's just a volunteer that's doing that, and they don't know anything about costumes. They're like, oh, I can sew though, But it's a big, huge effort to make sure that all of it comes together. And it's the set pieces. We have a live band, a 10-piece band that Glenn Isaacson leads, and he's a godsend. He's one of the most amazing.
He's good too.
Oh my gosh, he's just an amazing musician, and he has really thrown himself into this. In the past, he would direct the band, but someone else would be the rehearsal pianist, and Marilyn, who was here forever, Marilyn Everhart, and so it got passed off to him sort of in the last week. This week he's like in the throes of it, and he's like, oh, this is kind of fun. I understand. And so it's just kind of interesting how it shifts just a little bit every time I do it. This is my 9th Follies here in Wenatchee, and they've all just been a little bit different. But I gotta say, this show is gonna blow the roof off of the pack. It's gonna be amazing.
In all of your Follies shows, either in Wenatchee or Yakima or any place, have you discovered a a person that, like, you may be a dental hygienist, but if you keep this up, you can do this.
Yeah, it's all about their desire, though. You know, I've had amazingly talented people all across the country, but maybe they're not interested in doing that. And there have been a few from my shows that have ended up on Broadway, and I've watched them go from like 16, 17, 18-year-olds to being Broadway, like major Broadway people, and that's pretty fantastic.
You sound like a proud papa there.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I mean, I didn't discover them, but I got to work with them when they were young, and that's really, really pretty fun.
And on the other side of the coin, you mentioned if you show up, I mean, if you're part of the I want to be in the show, you're going to be in the show. How do you handle somebody who's enthusiastic and it's wonderful to be around and will do whatever you ask them to do and have no discernible talent whatsoever?
Yeah,
what do you do with them?
You find a spot for them.
Yeah.
There's a spot for everybody. You know, so we have some people who are like, I only want to be in the back row. I just want to feel what this feels like. And I give them a ton of credit because I think that's very brave and adventuresome. And I think they have a great takeaway. When the show finishes, I've laughed for years. People, a week after the show, they're calling me. Wherever I am, I'm on to the next show usually. They're calling me and they're like, oh, we have the post-Follies blues. It's like all that excitement and energy is like builds up and you have the show and it's over and then everybody's like, well, what do we do with our time now? And they miss the camaraderie of all the people and the support, how the community supports each other. It's just fantastic. It really is.
I went to closing night, the last Follies that we had here in 2023. It was a riot. Yeah. It was just a riot. It was a blast. And it's so fun to see all of these people that you know on stage.
Yeah. You know, and everybody works so hard to get their numbers right and everything. But you know, in the Follies, it's a little bit of it's a no-lose situation. Yeah. One of my, I always tell them, everybody's supposed to go this way in this particular number. And one person makes a mistake and goes that way, it makes the whole Follies.
Exactly.
And everybody laughs and they have a great time and they're like, good for them for being up there to do it.
And even though it's a show and you're doing 4 of them, again, on the 5th, the 6th, and 2 shows on the 7th, every show's kind of different.
Awesome.
It's not like you're going to a play or a musical where everything is pretty much the same night after night after night. There's a lot of who knows what's going to happen tonight.
Exactly. Well, you try to lock it down as much as possible just to make sure that there's continuity and that there's safety and that sort of thing. But then there's live theater and sometimes the curtain goes up and somebody goes and they're just staring out going, I don't remember a single thing. I don't remember my dance steps. I don't remember my words. I don't know. And that, but it's fun and you see everybody support and surround that person and take them in and make sure that they get through the number and that sort of thing.
We're running short on time. Rehearsals. You guys have been at it for a while. Some off-site rehearsals, and now you're in the pack now.
Yeah, we started in the pack on Monday, and it's great that we have a week before the show to kind of get all of the staging right, and that's been really good. And the pack staff, man, they are just the best. They have our set built. It's up and ready to go. So the cast gets to practice on it for a week before we go into technical rehearsals and costume rehearsals and everything. So it kind of makes the transition a little bit easier.
It is Follies, put on, of course, by the Wenatchee Valley Children's Guild. It's a fundraiser. The only people who are getting paid are the pros and Jamie. Everybody else is volunteering.
Everyone in the community
is volunteering. Yep. Yeah, and that's a lot of time.
It is.
It's a lot of time. Yeah. There you go, folks. Look at your screen. Those are the dates. I tell you right now, the Saturday night 7 o'clock show will sell out. The Friday night show will sell out. The Thursday night show will sell out. They're all going to sell out. Wenatchee is notorious as the last second town. You're not going to be able to get up out of bed on Saturday, February 7th and say, honey, let's go to Follies tonight, because the odds are there ain't going to be any tickets left.
Yeah, I mean, you can always show up and maybe somebody was sick and couldn't use their tickets. That's always the case, so it's worth going and trying to find a ticket. But yeah, this show always sells out, and so if you haven't gotten your tickets, get them fast. This is how the community supports, and it's great. All of the all of the proceeds for this stay in the community for all these amazing children's programs that are already there. And then the Wenatchee Valley Children's Guild has started a bunch of side charities.
And if you miss, of course, miss it on the weekend of February 5th, 6th, and 7th, you got to wait till 2029.
Yeah.
Again, and that's the other thing about Follies. You only do it every 3 years. So
yeah.
It has that freshness about it.
Yeah.
Nothing stale about it.
I'm going to be a lot older then.
Hey, what is next for you, by the way? You got Follies. It's going to take up all of your time.
Yeah.
Through February 7th.
And going to a beach somewhere. I think that's what's next for me.
Good for you.
After this. My next show is 1776. I'm going to be doing that
is that the
summer.
Musical?
It is the musical 1776, which came out in 1969. And so people are like, why are you doing that? Hot August Nights is supposed to be the edgy show. I was like, show up.
Yeah, you'll find out.
You'll see.
Jaime Donegan, my friend, break a leg.
Thank you.
Have fun. Wenatchee Children's Guild website. Just go to their website and buy your tickets and get it done. Get it done and help out a good cause. Good to see you, my friend.
Thank you.
I break a leg on the stage. Don't break a leg on the slopes.
Yeah,
fair enough.
No, not happening.
You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
A kitchen that makes mouths water and jaws drop. A bedroom from a dream with a bath from a spa. A walk-in you never want to walk out of. A pool like the fountain of youth, and a view that never gets old. When buying or selling a home of the highest standards, it's comforting to be represented by a real estate company with standards to match. Coldwell Banker Global Luxury. Live well with Coldwell.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCW Life. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCW Life channel.
Welcome back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We are just getting close to the 8 o'clock hour, so let's check and see what the weather's doing outside right now. It's around 42 degrees in Wenatchee, overcast clouds. You can see those there, that deck that isn't probably going to burn away with the sun. Up in Chelan, overcast as well, 38 degrees. Leavenworth has broken clouds, 37 degrees. Quincy is overcast as well with 37 degrees. Okanagan, 40 degrees, overcast clouds. But the sun is up and the day is started. Let's get back into that 7-day. Today, patchy fog before noon, otherwise mostly cloudy with a high near 44. Overnight, we'll see a low at 35. Thursday will be patchy dense fog before 9 a.m., otherwise partly sunny with a high near 47. Mostly cloudy Thursday night with a low around 36. Friday, mostly cloudy with a high near 47. Friday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 36. Saturday brings a 20% chance of rain after 10 a.m. with a high near 47. Rain is likely Saturday night, 60% chance with a low around 39. Sunday, rain is likely before 10 a.m., mostly cloudy with a high near 46. Precipitation 60%. Sunday night, 40% chance of rain with a low around 35. Monday, 20% chance of rain, partially sunny with a high near 46. Monday night, partially cloudy with a low around 32. Tuesday night, partially sunny with a high near 44. Looking forward to that spring weather that's coming along. Thanks for tuning in this Wednesday and bearing with me. I am Josey Meats. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Bye-bye.